The Food and Land Use Coalition, a global partnership that brings together businesses, governments, civil society and researchers to transform land use systems, held a workshop in Nairobi to discuss the critical transitions needed to move from agreements to action and address the global challenges of biodiversity loss, climate change and food insecurity. The workshop was held on this year's theme of From Agreement to Action, so participants discussed critical transitions identified by food and land use of shifting to regenerate agriculture, reducing food waste and protecting natural ecosystems.
Yeah, our theme this year really is from agreement to action, building back biodiversity. We gathered here to reflect on a process that we are working on. We're developing the Kenya Food System and Land Use Action Plan 2023 to 2028. This really builds up from a wide discussion that took place from 2021 around food system. And the output really of our meeting here today is to come up with a clear action plan on what we need to do to be able to address the food system challenge in Kenya. Yeah, as you appreciate, the food system is quite broad, so it covers so many components. And for this particular work, we are looking at 4 specific components, both from the environment bit, from the food supply, from the food and nutrition elements. But what we are prioritizing for the context of Kenya, we've decided to prioritize on 5 critical areas. One of them is sustainable diets. The other one is on food loss, reducing food loss and waste. We also want to prioritize on issues around gender and demographics, ensuring they are involved in the food system, and also working very closely on issues around protecting and restoring our natural resource management, as well as ensuring that we're able to produce more sustainably and more equitably, sustainable production, right?
We've had almost a number of successive failed rains, and that actually has always dipped us into food insecurity, where you've had so many Kenyans actually have gone without food. And not only just the level of food security, but also the challenge where now even women and children are now getting malnourished. And you see that really it really concerns us as stakeholders in this space, because what happens is that every time we get our children not properly nourished and all that, there's usually the long-term impact, and that has always largely things to do with stunting, which eventually actually have been estimated to really also lead to serious economic losses. And actually in 2019 we had the Africa Union, of course in collaboration with the Treasury, doing what we call the cost of hunger study in Africa, and that was just to look at the different countries in the continent to estimate how much money the various countries are losing through undernutrition, and by that I mean children who are not performing in school, economical loss because people are sick, spend most of their time at home, they go to hospital, go to education, so health systems are overstretched.